Hi crafters, I'm back and I have brand new designs in. They just arrived and I made from some of them a quick sample so you have an idea on how they will look, but there are a lot. The first one is this one. This is a set that makes real terrible tear from tearing, not terrible, but postage stamps. I saw all those postage stamps and or dies, and I thought, what fun would it be if you could really tear them apart? So I made this one, and if you can see, I tear them out of the paper, and this is really thick designer paper, and I even made this set, and I thought I would show you how easy they would tear. So you can even make all kinds of shaped stamps. See how easy they come apart out of your paper, and this is really thick designer paper. So I thought to show you in the video how easy they tear out of even the thickest designer paper that I own, and how they will look after you have teared them out of your paper. And I made a really big one, so if you want to stamp a sentiment on it, then it's possible. And this one you can use as a square or as more a diamond shape like one. And I thought I will show you even how those tear out. And then there is even a circular one, and I sometimes have designer paper that has images, just like for instance in this one was a balloon, and I thought how fun it would be to make a stamp out of this, a postage stamp. So you see they tear really easily out of the thickest paper, and so these are two separate sets, and you can buy them, if you want of course, in the KScraft Lover store. I will put all the links to all the dies that I'm showing you in this video in the description box below. And I like the fact that they aren't perfect. So here for instance there is a little bit of a frayed edge. I like that stuff. But well, maybe I'm the only one, I don't know, you tell me. Then I designed these leaves. I like these kind of leaves, and I designed them in two different sizes. And what I did was I put them on a plate, so if you run them through you have 6 leaves in one go, in one pass. And yeah, I think they are very lovely, and they will dress up a summery card very nice. So that's why I designed these leaves. Then, and this is also a favorite of my personal favorite, I designed small hinges. I designed them in 2 different styles, and I die cut them out so you can see them very good on how they will look. And I made them in 2 different sizes. So this one measures, the smallest one measures about, well, slightly smaller than 3 inches long, and the bigger one is about 3 3/4 long. So for all your album makers and stuff like that, I think this is a fun set to have, and especially when you like to make mini books or mini albums, you can even, if you want, cut them off like this. If you have a really mini book like this, and then you have a mini hinge. See, that's why I made it so you could cut them off. And I also did it with this one. I kept in mind that you could make them smaller, so then you have an hinge for even the smallest mini albums or books. So this is a set, and yeah, I hope you guys like it, of course. Then there was a kind lady, and I'm so sorry that I forgot your name, but she asked me if I could design bottle caps. I didn't know they were so popular, but she asked me if I could design a die that you can make bottle caps that looked flattened. So trust me, I struggled with the design, but they turned out so nice. This is the set. In the set are 8 dies and 4 different bottle cap sizes. And when you die cut them, they look like this. Isn't this stunning? This one I put on those tiny squares and I pushed too hard, so now you see them through the bottle cap. So please use stuff like this. That's way better if you use the metallic paper that I used. But there are 4 different sizes, and see, I couldn't find the smallest one, but there are 4 different sizes, and if you want to know the size, this is about 1¼ inch. The next one is 1½ inch. The one next to it is 1¾ inch, and the biggest one is about, on the widest side, 2¼ inch. So then you have 4 sizes, and I hope you like them. I had lots of fun designing them, a struggle, but also lots of fun, because when I was able to design them like I felt they needed to be made, I was so happy that I was jumping in my room and my husband told me, I think I need to call the mental institution. Oh well, you know by now I'm a little crazy, but I think you have to be that. Then I have a die set that looks like this. It's in a package, and when you put it together it will look like this. You can do 2 of the Girardelli packages. Even the die for the acetate piece is inside, but you could use that same die to make a pocket to put something inside, and that's why I made this sample, so you could see that you also can use it in that way. The only thing is I cut this one with my digital cutter because I didn't have the die at that moment, but I did it so you could see how it turned out. So that's why the holes aren't in the design paper layer, but in this set they are in there, so just so you know. Then the next one is also one that I was on AliExpress and I saw embroidery rings. It's a hard word for me to pronounce, so I will call them rings. But what I noticed was that the rings are there, but not the piece that you can wave your twine through. And I thought maybe it's fun if I make a set that you have them complete. So the sets are looking like this. So you get a plate with all the holes, you get a die with the rings, and you get a die like this. So this is what you can buy on AliExpress, and they are in different shapes and sizes, but this is what I designed. And what you can do is, if you take the rings out of each other, of course, and you die cut the ring, the inner of the rings will make an embossing edge, so you know how to glue them with the backs against each other. And if you take one of the sizes, it doesn't matter which size you take, for instance the smaller one, and you put it on the plate after you die cut it, then you will have the holes and you can embroider your how do you call that? You know what I mean. With a string, and well, I think it's more clear, but the seller made samples for these in the store. I will put a link in the description box, and then you can see that for every size you can use the plate to make the holes. And if you have this one, you can even use it on a square card. So you don't have to use them in the ring, but then you have something to make your holes with. So I think it's a very versatile piece that all the others don't have. So that's why I designed them. Then I got a question, because I always read your comments, and trust me, I will keep them in the back of my mind. You asked me to design strips, so you could make planner disc-bound planners. That's the right way to say it. So I designed 2 strips that you can use, and if you die cut these and put the edge of your paper to the edge of this, then you can use the smaller rings. If you put the paper all the way to the cutting edge, then you can cut them in with your scissors and even use the bigger discs. So that's why I made it like this, so you have a versatile set. I made some for A4 size and some for the smaller planners, so however you want. But of course you can even make a smaller mini album and only use this part of the strip. But these are to go together with these discs. Then I designed, because I know it will be the 4th of July soon, and I thought it would be fun to make a heart, because I believe in America a lot of ladies make, or card makers, sorry, because there are men who make card too, excuse me. But it's a heart with an American flag. So this is the star part, this is the part that you can make it in a hanger. You can even make it into a shaker, because I put in the heart, so you could make it into a shaker, but of course you can make it into something that you use as an embellishment. You can make it into a tag, but I made it in 2 pieces, so you could do the red and the blue, and I put in the stars. I think it's a lovely one, and the seller made an exceptionally nice shaker with it, so check it out. It is in their store, and I personally like it a lot. And if you want to know how big the heart is about 4¼ inches wide by 4¼ inches tall. And then I have a lot of other dies. This one makes, I think you call it a coin purse, a coin wallet. That's the better way. I will make you laugh. I was making a sample, and then I could punch myself for the head because I was forgotten to put the back layer on it, but it will look a little bit like this. But before I glued this part inside, I needed to put first on the biggest layer, the layer with the scallops, and I forgot. So I was so bummed with myself that I forgot. Oh well, now you can see how it looks without that layer, but trust me, that extra layer will make it so pretty and so cute. But if you don't want to go for cute, then you can use it like this, and you can even make more dividers inside. I only put 1 inside, but you could do 3 or 4 or how many you want. Of course not 10, that would be too wide, but I think you get the point and the picture of what is possible with this die set. And yes, I'm throwing it in my bin. I was so... I was making the samples and chatting with a friend, and then I thought, you know, that moment when you realize that you're doing something stupid, and then I took my bin and I threw it in there. And then I designed this one. I noticed that there are a lot of crafters who want to make clocks, and then that there weren't a lot of nice elegant clock faces. I believe you call this a clock face. And so I made 2 different ones. One a very elegant one and one more a stylish one. and I put in the numbers so you could fill them in with other color. You could use the scalloped circle that I put in, and I put in two, let me call it pointers. I know they are called different, but this is the set that I created for the ones who like to make those kind of crafts. Then I had an idea. I was thinking of what isn't out there already. And then I had an idea because I just bought a few plants for my garden, and I thought, what fun would it be to have these kinds of dies. You can put them in plants if you give a plant as a present to somebody, and you can stick them in the soil. You can even, if you have a laminator, after you stamped on it or put something flat on it, you can even laminate them, and then they are water resistant. You can even use them as tags in a basket when you go to craft fairs. I think these are very versatile to use, and you can even make them into paper clips. If you make a folding line up here and make this part fold, you can even make them into how do you call those things? Book layers? Then you know to which page you were with reading or something like that. I thought it was fun, and it wasn't already out there, so I made 3 different shapes, and I'm sure that there will be lots of nice samples be made by all the DT ladies and show you what you can do with them. So then I made another planner pocket, and this one is extra strong because I made an extra fold over side, so you could make him extra strong, because I know we stuff a lot of things inside pockets, and then you have the risk of them tearing out. So I made it so you can fold it double and glue it against each other and make the part that's hanging on in your book or planner album more stronger. And this is an envelope in 2 sizes, a mini envelope and a full page envelope. Then the seller asked me to make a nice basket for swaps and things like that. So I designed this one, and in this one is, and I will take it out of the package if I can find the opening, trying not to tear my plastic. But inside I put in a few things. These are to close the sides of your box, but I put in a very nice frame for on the front of your box, so you could stamp a sentiment on it. And I put in even this item so you could do it with loose letters and put the words that you want on the box yourself. So I put in a mini alphabet. I think it's a fun one to have, because those alphabets aren't very much out there. So it's a very versatile box to store things in. I'm thinking I'm going to use it as a storage box. Then for the planner lovers, I made my very first planner page cover. So this one you can use for the front or for the back side, and this one you can take out and make a bigger label on the front page. Of course you don't have to, but I thought it was fun to have an extra, like a belly band kind of thing on the front of your page, so you could make a really nice embellishment with something like a scallop or whatever. You know better than me. And then, last but not least, the Slimline Dies that I designed for KScraft Lover Store. I have designed more, but these are sold by the KScraft Lover Store, and tomorrow I will do a video where I show you the dies, the Slimline Dies that I designed for the KLJUIP store. For the Craft Lover Store, I made the first set is this set. And this is your basic set. I think when you like to make slimline cards, this is a set you really must have. It looks simple, but the fact that you have all those layers that you can make the basic card with, but also this set you can use on top of your other sets. I made them all with different edges, and in this set I even put in very tiny banners and different sizes of balloons. I thought these balloons were so much fun. I made 6 different shaped balloons and 2 different shaped banners. And these will fit, the smaller one in this set will fit perfectly as layers on these. What you even can do is use the bigger one out of this set to make your base with. So I made them so this will fit on all the slimline dies I designed. So I think this is a really must-have set. And last but not least, I designed this one. And this one is one of my personal favorites. It has 4 bigger stars in them, but of course, if you have the starter set, this set, then you can use just the normal one and use all the layers that are inside. You don't have to use the one with the stars, but I think it's lovely, especially if you like coloring and working with the tiny images like from Lawn Fawn and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you liked all the dies I designed. I love to read what dies are your favorite. Of course, I started with my favorite, and the most proud I am of my bottle caps and on my hinges. Those two, yeah, they stole my heart, including the one that you can use as real postage stamps that you can tear out. And trust me, the feeling of tearing them out is so satisfying. Okay, I wish you all a nice day from this crazy lady from the Netherlands, and thank you for watching my video, and please leave your comment. I would love to read them. Have a nice day to you all, and until the next video. Bye bye.